Hello. As promised, here is episode 5. We're going to try and figure out where do we go from here. A lot of weird stuff going on in the world and in the United States specifically. And we're going to check it all out. And we're gonna go talk to the man that um, when Albert Einstein was asked, "How does it feel to be the smartest man in the world?" Einstein replied, "I don't know, ask Nikola Tesla." So we're going to talk to Nikola Tesla, who has absolutely nothing to do with the car or the production of the car or Elon Musk or any of that. It is just an incredibly smartest man in the world, according to Einstein. Nikola
Well, Barry, I just saw Albert as I was entering the portal, and he doesn't recall ever saying that. However, I never considered myself smart, just attentive.
Just attentive? Seriously?
If you think of the brain as a receiver capable of connecting to the universe, which contains a core, from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration, we all could be the smartest. While I have not penetrated into the secrets of this core, I know that it exists.
So you believe our brains receive knowledge, strength, and inspiration from the universe if we pay attention. Interesting concept. How do you know this connection exists?
We all know there is something called instinct. Is it not something that transcends knowledge? We have certain finer fibers in our minds that enable us to perceive truths, when logical deduction or any other willful effort of the brain is futile.
So we typically associate instinct with a fixed pattern of behavior in animals responding to certain stimuli. Your definition suggests a much more unique reaction far beyond mere, ooh, hot, don't touch. Um, I kind of get what you're saying, that sometimes we just know to turn left or not listen to that guy or whatever. It's an instinctive trait. Interesting. So, is your intuition receiving anything from the universe relative to our where do we go from here query?
Actually, the answer to this has never changed. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal understanding and enlightenment. We are all one. Only egos, beliefs, and fears separate us.
I am sure that humanity should be seeking peace and universal understanding, but historically those egos, beliefs, and fears seem to prefer a piece of the action. Why has it been so difficult to overcome these things throughout history that continue to separate us?
What we need is closer contact and better understanding between individuals and communities all over the Earth. Once wireless communications are perfectly applied, the whole Earth will be converted into a huge network of connected humanity able to communicate with one another instantly, irrespective of distance.
Well, we certainly have a huge global network of connected humanity that is ever expanding. But so far, it would seem only the egos, beliefs, and fears are being connected. Do you think this will eventually get us to a more perfect global union?
Yes, and the technology is constantly improving. However, in order to achieve better understanding between individuals and communities, we need to eliminate, or at least label, the falsehoods, egoism, pride, and greed in this desirable but uncontrolled messaging model that allows anybody to say anything.
So, yeah, all we have to do is control or at least label the falsehoods, egoism, pride, and greed in this desirable but uncontrolled messaging system that allows anybody to say or publish anything. That is a pretty tall order, but this is where we need to go.
A new world must be born. This new world shall not be a world of the downtrodden and humiliated, but of free men and free nations, equal in dignity and respect.
Oh, that's definitely worth repeating. A new world must be born. This new world shall not be a world of the downtrodden and humiliated, but of free men and free nations, equal in dignity and respect. I like that. You mentioned men, free men. What about women?
Of course, I believe women will ignore precedent and startle civilization with their progress. It will not be in the shallow physical imitation of men that women will assert fair equality and superiority, but in the awakening of the intellect of all women.
Awakening the intellect of all women. A non-male perspective that will lead humanity to a more perfect global union. It's definitely something I'd like to consider. What about science? Will that help us save us as well?
The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. What will save us? I believe one's salvation can only be brought about through one's own efforts, and if we all begin by imagining a world where the untamed power of nature is harnessed not for destruction, but for the betterment of humanity, then it is entirely possible that, together, we will make some serious progress.
We have got to get more time with these folks. That was a fascinating display and explanation of where we go from here. So let's just summarize Nikola's recommendations here. One's salvation can only be brought about through one's own efforts. So we should recognize the knowledge, strength, and inspiration the universe sends to you, each of us as individuals. It's not a mass transmission. It's a individual thing that you have to understand. A tough concept, but if you think about how certain people have a gift for doing something or knowing something or remembering something or performing or whatever it is, that comes from somewhere. No matter how hard we try, it's not something that we can master. We each have something individual to contribute. I'm very much an advocate of this idea. Huge global network of connected humanity will foster closer contact and better understanding between individuals and communities all over the earth. That is the idea, and hopefully he's right. That will happen. The untamed power of nature and all perspectives, especially feminine, need to be employed for the betterment of all humanity. We've got to stop listening to individuals who claim to be leaders, who claim to be all powerful, who claim to be all knowing, and start listening to all the perspectives and coming up with things that will make it better for everybody. Very good place to go. I like it. The last one, kind of out there, but Nikola was kind of an out there guy. Non-physical phenomena need to be studied. I'm going to have to do some studying on that as well, but I do believe that there are some non-physical phenomena that science hasn't explained yet, and maybe they never will. But the universe won't clue us into that particular reason for that to exist, cause and effect kind of thing. I like it. I like it. So there you have it. Thank you, Nikola Tesla. This is marvelous to consider.